Well, welcome back, baseball fans. Summer of 69-72 Carryover League. We're in the American League West. Two teams on paper you wouldn't think would be very interesting, but these guys, we got some plucky baseball teams here. Seattle Mariners and the Texas Rangers, they play tight, nail-biting baseball. Good baseball games to watch. Less talented rosters than most teams. However, they like to utilize all their roster spots, is what I would say. The superstar teams have 17, Hall of Very Good, All-Star, Hall of Famers, whatever you want to call it, and like 3 scrubby guys. These guys have 20 guys. They use them all. They use all their bullpen. They use all their bench. And through the beginning of the season, in the American League West, they may not be getting the results they want in the win column. Let's take a look here really quickly. The Angels haven't played in this round yet, but they've gotten off to a stunning 5-0 start. The Oakland A's, though, are 9-6, always, going to be the favorite in this division during this era, of course. And the Mariners and Rangers, Texas won games 1 and 2 at home in Texas to get up to 6 and 7, but they played tough baseball all year long. They could easily be 7-6, 8-5. And the Mariners, they finally fall under 500 at 5-6 for the first time, but every game has been a 1 or 2 run game, and so we should have a fun game for you folks. Game 3 of a best of 7 in Seattle. Today's starting pitchers for the visiting Rangers: Bob Johnson. You might remember Bob last year pitching for the Kansas City Royals. And for Seattle, we have the number 4 starter, Dick Woodson. You might remember him from the Winter Baseball Classic, as he was auditioning for this league, and he would ultimately get drafted in this league by Seattle. So, let's get started. It's a little drizzly, but we expect the game to get in. We don't have a dome yet, so we got to play that by ear. Merv Retman, 69, second X. This is Jerry Adair's, a 3-13, makes the play. Bernie Allen, 34, walks. Frank Howard, batting third this year. That is a 6-4-3 double play. Tough break there. Dave May, leading off for Seattle. Bounces one to second. This is Bernie Allen, the 3-28, and he boots a ball. Okay. Lee May, the outfielder, not the first baseman or Dave May's brother or anything like that. Lee May, somebody different altogether. 1-4, skies the center field. John Ellis, 33, pops a short. And with 2 outs, Joe Pepitone now batting cleanup, hoping, that's a nice one, hoping that will help the Mariners get their offense going. He had been batting 5th. 1-6 is a ground ball to first, though, and the inning's over. The last 2 games, they've been 1-0 affairs until late runs, and the final scores have been 2-1 and 3-1. So expect more tight baseball like that today. Not many crooked run innings, as the Rangers are about to bat around. Anyway, Mike Epstein, 1-9, walks. Ken McMullen, 37, walks. Yep, here it comes. I just jinxed it. Tom Satriano, 1-6, skies the center. Rick Reichert, 2-4 is a 5, 4-3, double play. Seattle gets out of it. Kurt Moten, 47's a K. 10 Ulander, 2-3's a walk. Jerry, I love to hit and run Adair, and anytime there's a guy on first, so he does it automatically. Anytime there's a guy on first, and he advances the runner. Doesn't matter how many outs it is, I guess. If there's 2 outs, he can't, of course. But so we got a runner at second, 2 outs. It's Tom Matchik, and 49 is a pop to third base. Top of 3 in Seattle. Ed Stroud, 56, pops to second. Ed Brinkman, 1-9, rolls to third. Merv Retendman, a.k.a. Retman, 64, Ks. Bottom of 3. Uh-oh, we have a rain shower here. They might pull the tarp out. Grounds crew's getting ready. Dale Maxwell, 64, off the Johnson card, homer 1, fly ball, and that's a lazy can of corn. Dave May, 48, lines first. Lee May, 2-5, rolls to second. All right, after a 10-minute rain delay, where Blue Cheer's still playing in the background, we resume in the 4th inning. Bernie Allen, 38, grounds to first. Frank Howard, 48, double 1-4, base hit. Mike Epstein, 110. Let's take a look at Mike Epstein's card. Ooh, yeah. Baby. All-star. Last year or two. 30 bombs and 69. With a 278 batting average and 85 walks and under 500 plate appearances. Love this guy. Future Oakland A. But anyway, 110 is double 1 and 2, single ... And the Rangers have something going here. Ken McMullen, 4-4, short X. And we've got a good shortstop on Seattle. Dale Maxfield's a 2E19. Trying to get that double play, and he does. That's what we expect from these gritty Mariners. They do not take any lip. They play good, sound defense. They don't get blown out. And yeah, they hover. They're trying to hover around 500 anyway. See what happens. John Ellis, 68 is a K. Joe Pepitone, 2-5. Let's take a look at Joltin' Joe. Pepitone, Yankee, Cub, and now Mariner. 2-5, homer, 108 double. That is gone. And for the third consecutive game, the Mariners have grabbed a 1-0 lead. They did not win last two games where they had the 1-0 lead. They're going to try it again. Kurt Motton, 112, pops to second. Ted Uhlaender, 55, bouncer to short. Brinkman's a 2E24. He makes the play. So the Rangers, the plucky twin sister of the Seattle, they want to have a third straight comeback win. Going to try and get it going in the fifth with Tom Satriano, 47. Single 1 and 19's a base hit. Rick Reichert, 55, skies the center. Easy Ed Stroud, 67 is a K, and with 2 outs, Ed Brinkman, 36 is a sky to center field. Let's pause a few moments for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel. Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
Okay. 1-0, bottom of the fifth. Jerry Adair, 64, off the Bob Johnson card. Homer 1, fly ball. Tom Matchik, 69, walk. Dale Maxfield, 1-2, left. And with 2 outs, Dave May. 55, short X. Brinkman's a 2E24, and the inning's over. Runs are precious to these Mariners. These are not the Kingdom Mariners, the big bopping home run team from the latter 70s, or, you know, the Edgar Martinez and Ken Griffey Mariners. It's a different era. No dome. And it's pitching, defense, and, yeah, a struggling offense. Merv Retman, top of the sixth, 62, rolls to the hill. Bernie Allen, 55, pops to short. Frank Howard, 43, flies to left X. Kurt Moten is a 4E3 in left field, and he gets up a cheap single. With 2 outs, Mike Epstein pops to second. So, it's still just 1-0. Seattle trying to increase the lead. 64 off of the Bob Johnson card against a lefty. If he has power, and he does, a solo homer. Seattle finally scores 2 runs in a baseball game and take a 2-0 lead. John Ellis, 36, single 1 and 19, base hit. Joe Pepitone, 49, pops to third. Kurt Motton, 2-8, pops to first. Uhlaender, 1-5, is a K. A 2-0 lead for Dick Woodson in the seventh. He's a starter 6, and he is not going to lose this game. 2 batters, and he's gone in the seventh. 2 batters who get on base in the seventh, and he's gone. Ken McMullen, 46 is a walk. Tom Satriano, 1-4 is a walk, and that will do it. So, we tried. 6 innings and 2 batters for Woodson. Seattle has a decent bullpen. All-star closer Lou Marone, and improved Diego Segui, Marcelino Lopez, and Marcel Lachman, who would eventually be Seattle's pitching coach one day. So, Marcelino Lopez is the call. Take a look at old Marcelino here in the 7th inning, trying to protect a 2-0 lead. And it will be Rick Reichert, the left fielder, with 2 on and no 1 out. Looking for a ground ball to Maxfield if you can do it. Reichert, 2-7 though, is a clean single into right field. and McMullen will hold up at third. The bases are loaded. There's nobody out. Ed Stroud can hit lefties okay, and the bases are loaded. And they're going to play it back here with a 2-run lead. So, Stroud will bat. Let's take a look at Stroud's card before he hits. With the bases loaded, those walks are RBI. So, and he's a B stealer, and he has that triple in 1-7, and he's not as good against righties, of course, but he's going to stick around. Ed Stroud, with the bases loaded, playing back. Here's the pitch, 2-10, and normally in this card there's a walk or hit there. Here it's fly ball right B question mark. It's Ken McMullen is the guy in question mark. He is an 11, 12, 13, and Ulander is a 0, so the third base coach puts a kibosh on that and just about grabs the guy and holds him up. So that didn't quite work for Texas, and now they got Ed Brinkman still playing back with a 2-run lead. Easy Ed Brinkman, 67. A strikeout by Marcelino. And with 2 outs, and now we may see another pitching change. Yes, we do. Let's take a look at Merv Retman, folks. This guy will wreck your furniture. You do not want him, you know, swinging a bat in the living room. He'll break the vases and the lampshades and everything else. He just can just crush everything in sight against left-handed pitching. So, Marcelino will exit here after 2/3 of an inning. Marcel brought in to face Retman here in the 7th with the bases loaded and 2 outs in a 2-0 game. The pitch to Merv Retman. 54 off Marcel Latchman, homer, 1-5, double, and that's a double to center field. 1-run scores, 2-run scores. The relay throw, Reichert's thinking about it. Random third, 14, 15, 16. Dave May as a -2 arm makes it a 14. He's got to run. There's a close play at the plate. Not that close, actually. He slides in safely. A 2-out, 3-run double off of the Marcel Latchman card. And everybody's going to say, why'd you take Marcelino Lopez out? Well, because it would have been a ground ball to the third baseman. And he could have booted the ball. Anyway, 3-run double. The Rangers, for the 3rd straight game, have come back in the 7th inning or later to take a lead. They got a bullpen. Lindblad, Bosman, Darryl Knowles. They can spin the ball in that Ranger bullpen, folks. So, runner at second, 2 outs. Bernie Allen against Marcel Latchman. 2-9. Let's take a look at Bernie. Big hit. Allen had a big year last year. If you followed the Summer League in the year 2020, had a lot of highlights, had a lot of multi-homer games with this card you're looking at, which seems kind of absurd, but it happened, so you have to trust me on that. That is a base hit and an RBI, and it's 4-2, and Marcel Latchman feels pretty lousy right now. Yeah, it's a shame, really. So, 2 outs. Frank Howard, 55, double 1-10 is a single. Runners on the corners, and you know what? Boy, Marcel's really bad against lefties. We're going to put the goose egg up there and try something else. The bases aren't loaded, so I'm going to go Diego Segui here. Let's take a look at Diego. I know he's right-handed, not left-handed, but, you know, he at least is better against lefties than Marcelino, who's having a rough time. Marcel, who's having a rough time. So, Mike Epstein against Diego Segui with runners on the corners in a 4-2 game, trying to get the final out of the inning. The pitch to Epstein, 69, is a sky to center. So, bad top of the 7th in Seattle, but it's time to stretch. We've been listening to Blue Cheers. This is a compilation. Good times are so hard to find. 1 hour and 14 minutes of Blue Cheer, if you can handle it without your ears bleeding. Don't believe me, huh? Don't believe me, right? Don't. That's what I was telling you. You weren't listening to me there, so. Alright, hopefully the music rallies. Seattle here. Bob Johnson's not going anywhere. He's a starter 8. Jerry Adair will lead it off in the bottom of the 7th. 57 is a K. Tom Matchick, 2-8, rolls to first. And Dale Maxwell, 1-5. Let's take a look at Dale's card. What an interesting card. He actually has some leverage against left-handers. He actually is a competent hitter. Hit 221. Most of the time he's hitting like 202. But it's 221 and hits lefties. Okay. But against righties here, 1-5, homer, 1-6, fly ball to the left. And unfortunately, he rolls an 8. And that is a fly ball to left. That's a shame. Would have made it a 1-run game. All right, Seattle seems to be on the hard luck road here. In the 8th inning, Seguy's not going anywhere. It'll be Ken McMullen. McMullen, 37, is a walk. That's how the 7th inning started. Satriano, 2-8, pops to short. Reichert, 2-10, is a 6-4-3 double play. He will leave after that. Hank Allen will go out to play left field as a defensive replacement. And the Rangers are 6 outs away from going up 3-0 in the series. Dave May, Lee May, John Ellis, Pepitone, Bob Big Game Johnson is going to stick around. Bosman, Knowles, Lindblad, all warming. Bob Johnson can't lose. So here we go. Dave May, 69. That is a walk. The tie run is Lee May. And this is the mistake. They're going to let this guy pitch to this guy. 46 is a sky to center field. Definitely going to pitch to Ellis, as Johnson's better against righties and lefties. John Ellis, 2-5. That is a, oh no, it's a 5-4-3 double play because you're not holding the C-stealer on base. And there you go. 4-2 in the 9th. Seguy's going to inning in a 3rd. We're going to turn this over to our closer because it's always good to bring this guy up. As it's his last year in Strat-O-Matic, his only year in Strat-O-Matic. Lou Marone comes trotting out. It's not a safe situation. He's been in the last 2 All-Star games representing the Seattle Mariners as their closer. He's been relatively untouchable in 2 seasons, which is why the Mariners have exceeded expectations. For what that means. A team hovering around, 500 or just below it instead of being, the worst team in baseball. Anyway, Marone in the 9th. Easy Ed Stroud, 35 is a walk. Brinkman's going to hit and run. That's going to be a single on the hit and run. And then troubles continue for the Marooners. Marone and the Mariners have to do something here. It's time for a stop. Not like the 7th inning. You got to do it here. Up and hold. Merv Retman. 48 is a walk. Marone is making a mess of this game. The infield's up. Bernie Allen will bat. 58 pops to 3rd. Frank frickin' Howard. Well, you might as well play back and hope for a double play here. So that's what they will do. Frank Howard. 5-10 is a catcher's card. And most likely this will be a pass ball pop out to score a run. He's a 40-16 or an error. It's a pass ball. So it's now 5-2. And you have 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs. Mike Epstein, lefty-lefty. 2-11, rolls to the hill. 3-run lead in the 9th inning. A lefty leads it off, and I think that the Rangers, they're just going to stop right there with Bob Johnson. You've been pitching great, but it's time to close this thing down. Close the bar, close the restaurant, kick the people out. It's 2 o'clock. Lights are going on. Paul Lindblad's coming in. Paul Untouchable Lindblad. What a find for the Rangers. And this card you're looking at is a Washington Senators card. So I made him a Texas Ranger, but ultimately he and Mike Epstein both end up on the Oakland A's. If that doesn't happen, watch out. Maybe the Rangers will be competitive moving forward. They keep Frank Howard. Another thing. Keep Howard, Epstein, and Lindblad and Bosman and Knowles. Keep the band together until the Mike Hargroves, Toby Harras, and Lenny Randalls arrive, and Jeff Burrows, guys like that. They're not quite ready yet. So the Rangers have to keep this Washington Senators strain continuing. Enough of that already. So, bottom of the 9th, Pepitone leads it off. 2-6, saw the card earlier. Double on a 4, single. Kurt Motton. 2 sixes, a base hit. And like I say, the Mariners do not quit, folks. 5-2, 2 on, bottom of the 9th. Oolander doesn't have power. The pitch, 45. Skies the center. Jerry Adair. 2-7. Let's look at Jerry. I love the hit and run, but unfortunately you can't with 2 on and 1 out when you're down 3, so he had to swing the bat. And 2-7 is a single to right field. And the place is going nuts here. Bases are loaded. 1 out. Lindblad's making a mess of this. Matic can't let these. He will come out of the game. I'm pretty confident Lindblad's not going anywhere. So if you got a guy who can hit the 4-run homer, I'll go with it. Just who do you got? Give me the 4-runner. Rennick's got one on 1-5. Ron Woods 1-9 on 1-5, and Jim Price has on 2-11 and 12. I guess we're going to go Ron Woods. Ron Woods for Matic. Bases loaded, 1 out. Playing back. Here's the pitch to Ron. Let's look at Ron Woods' card, of course. Yeah, here's the pitch to Ron Woods. 46 off Lindblad is a bouncer to second base. The normally sure-handed Bernie Allen's a 3E28. He is a 3. And that is your single ... The Mariners have made it a 1-run game. 2-run single through a hole through Mr. Bernie Allen. You got runners on the corners with 1 out. The infield's coming up for Dale frickin' Maxwell. And as a matter of fact, the place is, it's going nuts. It is going nuts here in Seattle. Bottom of the 9th, up and hold, 1 out. Dale Maxwell, the pitch. 2-3 pops to third. And with 2 outs, Dave May or Rick Rennick. They're going to have Rick Rennick pinch hit. Let's take a look at Rick Rennick. He's got power both ways. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. The pitch to Rick Rennick. 1-5, Rick Rennick, the 1-5 card. It is gone. The Mariners have done it. Coming back from 5-2 in the bottom of the 9th. Could be a little of that. Yep. That's what I'm talking about, folks. I'm telling you. The Mariners and the Rangers, these are baseball teams. I mean, they're just play with a lot of heart. All the games are close. They play it as if everything is the World Series. 3-run walk-off homer for Rick Rennick off of one of the best pitchers in all of baseball, Paul Lindblad. Disastrous 9th inning. And the Rangers were thinking, man, we're going to come back in the American League West. But the Mariners are like, hey, we're not sinking like a stone. We are not going to sink. We are going to stay afloat here in this division. And you are not going to eliminate us in the early part of the season. Forget it. We are too good. Lou Marone gets the win. He gave up a hit, an unearned run, and 2 walks to the 9th. Diego Segui, inning on a 3rd. He faced Mr. M.E. Epstein, got an out there. He gave up a walk. Really, it was Marcelino Lopez. He had a rough time. Marcelino came in the face. Yeah, he didn't get anybody out. Or actually, Marcelino Lopez, I'm sorry. He did get the 2 outs. He gave up a K. But it was Marcel Latchman taking off the hook, giving up 3 hits and a run. And 6 innings for Woodson. Those inherited runners are all his. So he gave up 5 hits and those 3 runs that were inherited. And he walked 5 and struck out 2. Lindblad, Paul Lindblad. That's one of the better relievers in baseball. Huge gaff. And you have to run with him, man. You just have to let the inning play out and don't then suddenly say, oh, he doesn't have it, and go to Dick Boswell and Darryl Knowles. Now, he dug himself his own grave in that inning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits, 5 runs. Plain and simple. Blew it. Ruined a perfectly good day out of Bob Johnson, who had given up 3 hits and 2 runs. 2 solo home runs to Joe Pepitone and Lee May, of all people. 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. There's your box. 1009 010 8 2/3 7859. 7859 8334. Wow. Great baseball. I think I'm having more fun with these teams, Seattle and Texas, than I do with like the World Series favorite teams. It's all about expectation, I guess. So the Rangers, that was a mistake. That was a big mistake. They needed to get an easy win like that because it's so tough for these teams to win games. So tough. And it's going to be tough to get past Oakland and California this year. California has a lights-out one of the best rotations in all of baseball, best pitching staffs in all of baseball. And Oakland has their dynasty. So every game is razor thin. Seattle now, year-to-date, with that win, the home team has won all 3 games. They are 6-6 on the year, hitting a dismal .216, but a very respectable .383 team ERA. And the Rangers, they're 6-8. Again, very respectable, but it could have been better. Hitting .253, which isn't really bad, and a .362 ERA. Solid. Not going to blow these teams out. And the year-to-date, we've played 163 baseball games. One more than a regular baseball season. And let's see, we are hitting .257 with a .387 team ERA. Not bad. Not bad at all. Thanks for checking out the video. We'll see you next time. Well, baseball fans, that series is over, and it was incredibly exhausting and exciting and somewhat remarkable. 7-game series. The Rangers outlast the Mariners 4-3. And you thought you saw something remarkable with what Paul Lindblad did by blowing a 5-run lead in the 9th inning. Well, unfortunately, the very next day, Dick Bosman, it's 7-0 Seattle, 7-0 Texas. Dick Bosman comes in, and the defense of the Rangers chokes. Epstein error, Mike Epstein error, Bernie Allen error, and then a walk-off 3-run homer by John Ellis, and they win 8-7. So Seattle gets 2 miracle walk-offs in back-to-back games. The Rangers win a road game in 5. Seattle wins a road game in 6. What you want to see in best-of-7 series. Because I hate when the home team wins every game. And then in Game 7, Bob Big Game Johnson, formerly of the Kansas City Royals, don't know why they let him go. Rangers got him through a CGSO in a big Game 7 that the Rangers desperately needed. And the Rangers finish the series 4-3. They're 8-10. The Mariners are 8-8. And the teams are within 3.5 games of the lead. But boy, 2 tough, plucky baseball squads. Fun times in the world of Strat tonight. Thanks for checking out the video. We'll see you next time.